whatever that means. Okay, change is the only constant thing in the world. Change is the only constant thing in this life. If you can't adjust, you will die, exclamation mark. Here's another retweet. Change is the only thing that's constant in this life. Here's another retweet. Feelings change, memories don't. Life is a constant ride on an emotional roller coaster.
Wow. These are really
Ain't that fresh? Ain't that fresh? Yeah.
I think that's 12th night.
Oh yeah? Okay. Retweeted from 12th night.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, oh wait, okay, one last one. The only thing, capital O, the only thing constant in this life is change. I'm a trooper, I make it work, exclamation mark. Okay, so that's wisdom from Fragments of Culture, right there. A few scraps for the heap. Okay, now, one of the things that the first book was concerned about was, oh wait, I'm gonna set the time because the cardinal sin for an academic is to go over time. I hate it when, academics go over time. Okay. Oh, you do? Oh, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. I'm not going to go there. Yeah. So like.
You're an academic heretic, which is cool.
Academic heretic. Academic heresy. So like the first book was organized along the lines of third person, second person, first person. So basically, one might say the grammar of personhood. The second book, which is the one that I have coming out in a few days, that one is divided by singular and plural. So that's the structure by which I extended it, that's the structure I extended it into the second book, the grammar of personhood. And one of the, I'm always interested in this pronoun we. What exactly does we mean? So imagine that there's a chorus, a big group of people on stage, and the chorus says, a few of us, once nearby, are out, are far away, and dwell in the apt. They are us, as aliens are us. Their colors ours, as planetary as skin is. Our wills are not written for us, but on others. A few of us will speak for most of us, as was always the case. What issues from us should be ours. We are unique, aren't I? One sees oneself not as one is, but as others. One can only do as one does, and yet we make do, go on, as if our troops are us. They are a fist. Over and over, they're a fist. They are us, aren't they? Or aren't us? Are they? This us is our art, is us and isn't. As worldly as our kin are, many of us may no longer be amongst us. Now, some of us are uneasy, as brief as our brushes are. One of the things that I was really interested in over the course of the book was the Sri Lankan War between the Tamil rebels and the Sri Lankan government. So this is from the point of view of someone who is recruiting child soldiers. The north is now clear. Parts of the east still resist. In this next round, we expect to lose over 8,000 to government forces. So to gain Tamil Elam, we have pushed our recruitment drive to kill Nochi. We must have already received a letter. You must have already received a letter with our request. His studies are important, but our war is urgent. Education comes later. If we knock and you don't come to the door, we will use the roof. A month from now, grown ill, finally broken, he'll lose his mother the same way that you lost him. Somehow, he'll escape custody and reach Vavunia or Colombo. His sister will be taken as your married son was. In any event, for now, we ask for 2 unmarried sons. Perhaps you fear for your son, so grown, if you don't hand over those 2. Now, this second book took about 6 years to come together. And about 2 years into writing the book, I bumped into someone named Johnny Ellis, and he was editing an anthology of people who were writing about their first 29 days out of prison. Because on the 30th day, in the US, in Wisconsin, where I was doing my PhD, you lose your public housing. So basically, as soon as you lose your public housing, your chances of going right back to prison shoot way up. So it was an anthology called The First 29 Days. And he wanted some help editing it. Through a bunch of different connections, we ended up working together, and he introduced me to his group called Voices Beyond Bars, mostly formerly incarcerated people who are now activists fighting against recidivism. And I met with them. They were really cool, and I said, I'm either going to work with them or I'm going to take steps to work inside the prison system itself. So I opted for the latter. And I ended up building a bridge between the University of Wisconsin-Madison and also the local prison, which was really only 20 minutes drive away. So then I ended up spending about a year teaching students or teaching incarcerated learners essay writing so then they could pass their GED exams. But I also ran a creative writing workshop, and that was completely voluntary. People would come in and they wanted to workshop their stuff every week. And then I knew that because I had to graduate sometime that this was going to be unsustainable. So in the second year, I brought in my undergraduate students in order to do the work that I was doing. And in that way, we could make it sustainable. And that's one of the reasons why it's still going on. So anyway, this is from one of my undergraduate students. Okay. Okay.
So I wrote this towards the end of the class when I was thinking about my last visit, as well as the class overall. It's called an overview. Crossing through barbed wire fences to a place that contains, as described by one prison employee.
Whoops. Okay, I'm going to... Sorry. It's okay. No, that's cool. Okay. Whoops. Okay,
so I wrote this towards the end of the class when I was thinking about my last visit, as well as the class overall. It's called an overview. Crossing through barbed wire fences to a place that contains, as described by one prison employee, rapists and murderers to teach GED language is a subject that cannot be done. Reflecting on such a course is difficult for that reason, though important. I entered Oak Hill Correctional Facility as a veteran volunteer. I knew what would set off the metal detector, which is 6 times more powerful than those in airports.
So one of the things that I wanted to address in the book was, well, even in the cover, the color of orange. And I know that, Camille, this is something that is really interesting as orange as a color right now, as far as something that might define our cultural moment, is actually the presence of orange as prison uniforms. And for example, this is a closed Guantanamo protest. Oh, and here's Harold and Kumar go to Guantanamo. There's that. Wow. Yeah, ain't that kind of iconic?
Nice.
Yeah. So.
Is that like that's a fashion company? Do you know
that's
like
a
fashion ad or whatever?
Sorry?
That's like a fashion ad or?
That's like one of those fashion runway shows.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know what company did like the Guantanamo fashion suit?
Yeah, I don't remember offhand.
Right.